Welcome to another episode of Just Us Cookies. Now, you probably listened to this week's episode. We talked about films, and all four of us are a big fan of films of different types and genres and all that.
And time periods.
And kind of along that line, we wanted to talk about, the two of us want to talk about our experiences with classic films, specifically Turner Classic Movies, and even more specifically, the TCM Classic Cruises.
One of my favorite things about the cruise, you get a chance to be around other classic movie fans.
And it was really cool because when they first did the cruise, which was 2011, I believe, I'm almost certain we were the youngest people on board.
We had people asking us, are you sure this is the boat you're supposed to go on? They were trying to direct us away to the other voyages. We're like, no, we realize it's the old people's cruise. That's the one we want to be on.
Yeah, no, it was a conscious decision. No, but it was cool. Now, the cruises further down we were actually on legit, like, Disney cruises. The first one was not, but the ones after that were, and it was really cool being on not just, like, a luxury liner, but, like, Disney luxury, which is a whole other
a couple of the ships that they had were new, like, either new ships or newly renovated, so we had the top-notch quality, which was fun.
It was great. So, yeah, it was just... It's an amazing thing to be around people, like Charity said, like-minded, enjoy that kind of stuff. You don't feel like the weird outsider like we have been most of our lives because we've grown up with that kind of stuff. Well,
I always say that we probably saw TV in black and white first before in color, just because we grew up watching a lot of the old TV shows, some of them before old movies. So, we saw I Love Lucy and then realized, oh, she did movies. And then we saw the Andy Griffith Show, and then later we watched A Face in the Crowd and No Time for Sergeant. We saw a lot of television stars, and then we saw a lot of the movies behind it.
So... that explains a lot of things if you don't know about us already. But yeah, so it was just really cool. And on top of watching a lot of classic movies on the cruise and being with a lot of movie fans, TCM was able to bring in a lot of the classic movie stars that were still alive at the time, which was really, really cool because it's a classic celebrity. And we've had the opportunity of meeting a lot of them in person or in really close proximity. With some of those people. So, I actually got to meet in person Robert Wagner. He's a very familiar face, and not just in classic films, but in the more, modern films like Austin Powers and stuff like that. And I got to ask him a question, in front of the whole theater. I think I was trying to say something like, if you weren't an actor, what would you be doing, or something like that.
Oh, a side note. So I told her which question to ask because in a theater full of people, everyone always steals your question. It's kind of like in the classroom that one student always takes your question. So I was like, here, Sarah, here's what to say. And I told her what to ask. And she totally, butchered it, but it got a laugh from the crowd.
Yeah, because I said something like, are you good at anything else?
Thankfully, he didn't take it the wrong way.
He cracked up. The whole theater cracked up laughing. But after that, he was about to leave off the stage, and Charity was able to kind of push me into the crowd of the stage, and I was like, Mr. Wagner, I also want to give that stupid question. And
Can I get a picture with you?
So it was cool. He got to escort me up the stage and take a picture. Overt happiness does not photograph well.
It was a very large smile.
Any wider and it would have split. That was a great experience.
I think my favorite star that I met was Ruta Lee. I hadn't seen her in a lot of other movies, but I know from television because she guest starred in just about everything. Like, I know she was in Hogan's Heroes a lot. She was in Wagon Train. She is very bubbly, very fabulous. So when we went to ask her after a Q&A or something, we wanted to take a picture. Most of the time, the stars are like, yeah, let's take a picture. And you just kind of stand there and smile.
She was like, no, let's do a cool pose. And she was all in it.
She was like all over it. She had her foot all propped up and popped out. And I was just like, okay. But she was fabulous. I loved meeting her. And so every time I see a movie, she was in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
So every time I see a movie that she was in, every time I see a television show, I look for her name, and I just remember that moment of, oh my gosh, I met her. And it's just so cool to be able to almost identify with a film or a TV show that you've seen.
And that's kind of the way we felt with a lot of people that we've come in contact with. We got to meet Eva Marie Saint, and I got to meet Dick Cavett.
Margaret O'Brien.
We met Lou Gossett Jr. There's so many people that we've come in contact with. And of course, the hosts of TCM.
Yep. Shout out to Robert Osborne. He is very much missed of the TCM family. But we also met Ben Mankiewicz, which is also really cool too.
Yeah, they're both really cool. But we just wanted to kind of share some of our experiences dealing with film in a more personal interactive kind of
We
situation.
kind of share some pictures that some people may not have seen. I know we've posted it on an older page that we used to run.
Yeah.
But now you guys get to see it too and see my hand at very horrible photography. We've throughout the years we've had different cameras. This was before we had smartphones, so we had some very old cameras, or there are people who took the picture for us that didn't do it right. So we tried to pick the best pictures for you guys to see our experiences about Turner Classic Movies.
Yeah. So enjoy what you see, and if you want to ask us questions, totally, we're more than happy to give you more information than what we're giving right now.
More than what you bargained for, probably.
Yeah. So but anyway, enjoy what you see, and we'll see you next time.
And cut.